olden days, broccolis were actually grown for their stalk. Some chamomile store-bought garlic can we grow in the garden, and I want to see how big she will grow. Hello and welcome to my garden. My name is Amina and I am a backyard gardener, garden right here in my New York City backyard. I am so glad to be back on here. It's been a minute. I know you all have not seen me in a little while. Winter gardening, but I'm so glad the gardening is flourishing once again. So get ready to see my face regularly. Thank you for all those that have been supporting me on this amazing journey. I am only a few subscribers away from 1,000, so help me get there. Thank you for each and every one of you that continues to subscribe and continues to like my video. I am so appreciative of you all. I never thought that beginning this journey will get me here to all these amount of people that want to hear what I have to say, but I am truly so grateful to be sharing my happy place with you all. I really enjoy coming out here into the garden. I enjoy my time, my quiet time, my devotional time, my learning a little bit more about plants. I've purchased some books that are really helping me and increasing in my knowledge in the garden. And I can't wait to share with you all. So we're gonna turn this camera around and I will show you all what is growing on in the garden. What is growing on? Yeah, you heard that right. And what are some things? I'll also be sharing some pictures with you of some things that I have pulled out from the garden already, like my spring vegetables. I really didn't get to enjoy a spring garden for too long this year because the temperatures have been up and down. We've gone from the 50s to the 80s, down to the 70s, back down to the 40s. So temperature has been all over the place, but nonetheless, it does not stop the journey. It does not stop the gardening journey. So let's take a quick look at what's going on in the garden. And I have a little surprise for you all to show you all a garden update that I have been working on over the past few months. It has been a dream of mine. So stay tuned to the end so you don't miss the surprise at the end of this video. The garden is flourishing with all the rain we've been having, and I've had my first rose. This was a rose that I had picked up at Costco, and this is the second year of me having it, and I just feel like the blooms have gotten more and more and more beautiful. And just look at another little one over here. Look at that gorgeous color. I wonder if it starts like that. I think it starts like this and probably later on ends up like this. And we have something else trailing in here. I really don't know what it is. Down here, I have some lemongrass. This I purchased as a seedling and it absolutely looks gorgeous. It is doing so amazing. It is starting to put out some new leaves and I just can't wait to harvest this. I've seen like on YouTube, so many people harvest those and do like the little round ring with them. So that is one of my goals this year with my lemongrass, to be able to create a lemongrass ring and make some lemongrass tea and just enjoy the fruit of my labor in the garden. So down here I have some lavender. Look, oh, we got little lavenders, little lavender pods of buds, little lavenders. So this is really exciting. My lavender was actually in a pot like this last year. I'm not even quite sure if this is the pot I used for it, but it was something like this. And around the fall time, I decided that I would transplant it into a bigger container. And as you can see, my container is already cracking. But it's working for now, so I really don't want to disturb it. And so over the winter, the roots, I'm sure, must have gotten so much bigger. And just look at this lavender and how much this is about to bloom. I can't wait to see all the purple flowers on this. Absolutely so amazing. I would say it would be my first successful year growing lavender, because even though it was in that smaller container, it did not do as amazing as it is doing right now. And this is my little palette garden section. I'm still working on it. I want to change some things around with it, so that's definitely not finished yet. So let's see what else is going on. So in the garden this year, I have really been struggling with certain pests, and one of them is the leaf miner. So the leaf miner is something that really destroys things like your spinach or your brassicas, things like your chard. And that's really what's been happening to me. So I've been coming out and I've been trying to cut out the leaves that are damaged and get rid of them. And then every single time I think that I've gotten rid of them, I come back and there are some more leaves that are being affected by the leaf miner. So to be honest, I have not gotten the opportunity to enjoy my spinach this year, and it was actually the first year that I got to grow spinach. But unfortunately, the leaf miner is really getting to them. And someone was like, oh, you could just cut that off and just eat it. But nah, we're not doing that. Or at least I'm not doing that. So definitely been cutting off these leaves, and I've been putting them in a bag and just throwing them away, getting rid of them. So in this bed for the springtime were some of my brassicas, and along with the spinach that I had in here, and I definitely harvested them all. They started to bolt pretty quickly, a lot faster than I expected them to. But look at this purple lady bok choy and how beautiful she is. I'm allowing her to be in here because I just want to see how much bigger she would get. I want to see, it's like a little competition or a little test for myself. I want to see how big she will grow. We have another one down over here that's being eaten up possibly by something. I try to check the bottom of the leaves to see what it might be. And sometimes when I come out, I really don't see anything. So yeah, so down here we also have some lettuce, but this is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So in this bed here, I have transplanted jalapeno peppers. These are jalapenos I grew from seed. I started my pepper seeds in February, like the first weekend in February, and they have continued to grow extremely large. I have some more in here that I need to make room or find space to transplant them in. I also have grow bags. I'll be using grow bags a lot more this year. I don't know if you all can hear, but there are like cars going by. There are cars going by. And this is just urban gardening at its finest. I'm in the city, big New York City, so there's always traffic. And yeah, so you get to hear the sounds of New York City while we're out here in the garden. So down here, I ran out of space while I was transplanting, and I used these containers last year for my flowers, but it wasn't time where I didn't have flowers that were ready yet. So I was like, you know what, let me put some broccolis that I really don't have any more space for, and I did. And just look at this. It is starting to open up. Did you know broccoli is actually a flower? And what we're doing is harvesting the clusters before it starts to open up. So what's happening here, these yellows are actually the broccoli flower that will open up. And I was reading in the Farmer's Almanac, the vegetable handbook, that in the olden days, broccolis were actually grown for their stalk. Like they were grown for this. And over time, I guess they started learning that you can
So
eat
that was
these. Pretty interesting for me to learn a little about that. And over here we have another broccoli, but unfortunately we have a lot of aphid damage to it. Those are eggs being laid by the white moth. So like I said, it's been a lot of rain and I haven't been out here, but I'm out here today. So we will be taking care of a few things. And down in here, I have some carrots. So these are some carrots I sprinkled um earlier on in the season. I can't remember exactly when, but they have just been in here and I'm so happy to see that they are starting to bloom. So I can't wait to see the carrots in this bed and how much they grow. So over here we also have some green onions. I like to regrow my store-bought green onions. So these are store-bought green onions from the grocery store, and once I cut the what I need, I just take the bottom white root part and I just stick it into some soil, and that's what I did over there, and also over here as well. Also over here we have Swiss chard. This Swiss chard over here was also being destroyed by the leaf miner. So I haven't really had a chance to enjoy it. I've enjoyed Swiss chard from some of my other beds, but definitely not from this one. So any tips to get rid of this leaf miner and the damage will be in my garden will really be appreciative. I have these tidy tree tomatoes that I have just tucked here in the center of this bed. A few days ago, it was one I picked up at Lowe's, so I'm excited to see that grow. And down here, we have some chamomile that have started to grow. And I'm so excited because typically I would buy my chamomile from either Lowe's or Home Depot and not be successful at all. So this year I bought a packet of seeds and I was like, you know what? I'm going to start my own chamomile. And to my surprise, I am growing chamomile that I grew from seeds. So I feel like this is like a flex for me. It's such an accomplishment. I am so happy. And anyone that knows when it's time to harvest them, please let me know. How do you know when it's time for you to harvest your chamomile to make some tea? So I got to do some research about that, exactly when it's time to harvest your chamomile. But I think they look so gorgeous. So this year I decided to make this section here my pepper bed section. So all I have in this corner here is peppers. As soon as I harvest the bok choy that's over there, this is mostly my jalapeno peppers. My some habaneros are in here as well, and then my green onions. And over here the same, we have some big Thai hybrid. We got some cayenne in this bed, some scotch bonnet in this bed as well as some carrots that I sprinkled around the springtime. I believe it was March. And everything is just starting to bloom. The rain has been absolutely amazing. Let's pull out this weed over here. Oh, it's not a weed. It looks like it's actually something. Looks like garlic. I don't know. Oh well, whatever it is. So, well, we pulled it out. Whatever it is, it looked like a weed to me. But, anyways, so down here, I have my peppers. So I have bell peppers as well as poblanos, something that I'm trying this year for the first time. And what I've been doing, because I do want my plants to get bigger before they start to produce fruit. So as you can see on here, this is a poblano pepper and it is starting to flower. Eventually the flowers turn to fruit, but I don't want it to focus on fruiting right now. I do want it to focus on getting a lot bigger so that the roots will be able to sustain all the fruits that it will eventually produce. So I've been coming out and just pulling the white flowers off of them, and that would allow the plant to focus its energy on getting a stronger root system. So pretty much that's what I do in the garden. And over here, as an experiment, I was like, you know what, maybe I should I was making some Goya kidney beans, and I was like, you know what, let me just stick it in the ground and see what happens, see if I could regrow some red Goya kidney beans. So that's what I did. I just came and I just stuck the seeds in the ground, and to my surprise they are starting to bloom. So first year experimenting that, and I do have this trellis over here that they will eventually climb up, so we'll see what happens with that. Excited because in the garden I'm always just trying new things, experimenting, and just loving the journey. The more that I'm growing, the more that I'm learning, the more that I'm growing, and it's absolutely amazing. So in my grow bags down here, we have potatoes. So I have several bags of potatoes growing, different varieties. Something that I'm growing, a potato variety that I'm trying this year, is the the Adirondack Blue. So you all get to stay updated as I continue to update you. I'll continue to, I don't even remember what exact bed that it's in, but eventually we'll see what happens with that. So over here in these containers, these are all peppers that I still need to make room for in the garden, grown from seed. These were all started in February indoors, and I started to bring everything outside. I also have some flowers that I recently picked up at Walmart, and I do need to make room for it in the garden. I was also not feeling well for a few days, so I haven't been out in the garden as much as I would have loved to be, but I'm feeling a little better, so we're going to be out here. This is a giant Marconi pepper, trying this out for the first time. So I'm really looking forward to all the things that I'm definitely growing in the garden for the first time. Another chamomile over here. So, and we have a third chamomile over here. This is actually for my sister if eventually she comes to pick up her chamomile. So this is for her over there. So we have two chamomiles growing, and my goal is to preserve it as much as I can, and we'll have lots and lots of chamomile tea. Down here we have mint. This is my mint over here. This has been a trooper, and she's been with me for years now. So we're riding together till her wheels eventually fall off. But this is definitely my mint. Previously, the first year I grew mint, I did not know that mint was so invasive, and mint took over my entire garden. So over the past few years, every time I see little sprouts of mint, I pull them up and I put them in containers. I pull them up and put them in containers. So hopefully we're at a place where we don't have any more mint in the garden, and they're all in containers. Now look at this pepper that I have in here. This is a store-bought bell pepper that I experimented with and decided to put her in put a seed in the pot and see what happens. And as you can see, she is ready to produce. She is ready to reproduce. She started to produce flowers. These flowers eventually turn out to peppers. You can see the little peppers in there starting to form. But as you can see, she's in this little container. So I do need to transplant her into something else. Her roots are actually even starting to stick out. So something that I need to take care of right away. And when I eventually do transplant her, I'm going to pull all these flowers up so that she can focus on getting much stronger root system. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of these peppers. I've been thinking about just putting it on Marketplace and letting people come and get them, because I don't have space to plant all these peppers in my garden. So we'll see. Something I decided to try this year for the first time is add a fruit tree to the garden. And my very first fruit tree is a grape tree. So when I purchased this at Lowe's, it only had like one little leaf. It was probably like a tiny little leaf. And over time, it has grown so much. It was like this tiny over here, and look at how much growth has happened over the past few weeks. This is my perennial flower bed over here. I have some salvia. I have I don't remember the name of this flower, but it starts with a C. I'll probably write it on the screen when I post this video. But I have that. I have some dahlias over here that I am growing from seed. It looks like something is in my dahlia. So I have some dahlias in here. I started these as tubers, not from seed. And over there we have a Shasta daisy that is starting to come in. And in between the spaces, I did sprinkle some zinnias, the purple prince and the white princess zinnias. So I just look forward to seeing this bed like fully blooming down here in a grow bag, because like I said, I am trying to maximize my space. I'm out of space in my garden beds, so I am trying to use grow bags this year as much as possible. I have a company that sent me a pack of grow bags, so I'm definitely going to be using grow bags to the fullest this year in the garden. Down here we have a zucchini. So this is the golden, it's called Goldilocks, I believe. Yeah, Goldie, it's called Goldie, but she's Goldilocks to me. And she started to produce a little flower. The sun is out, so the flowers mostly in the morning time when the weather is cool. You would see the flowers open up and look so gorgeous. And the first flower we have is a male flower. How do I know it's a male flower? Because underneath the flower is this long skinny little stem over here. If it's a female flower, the female flower usually has a fruit attached to it. So you'll see like a little zucchini and you'll see a flower on top of it. And then the male pollinates the female, and that's how you get zucchini. But right now we have male flowers. So hopefully this gets bigger and eventually we get some females start to come in. Some more here. This is a dark green zucchini as well. This has not started to produce anything yet. And this is a 10-gallon grow bag. And as an experiment, I do have 3 in here. So I hope that it's not overcrowded, but I just love giving things a try. So if it is overcrowded, eventually I will just pull it out. So no shame in the game. More tomatoes in grow bags. This is a 10-gallon grow bag, and I know you can do tomatoes in 5 gallons. So since it's a 10-gallon, I decided to stick 2 tomatoes in here. I do not remember the variety. I grew these from seed and I brought them outside and they toppled over one day with some heavy winds. So the labels were all mixed up. So right now I have varieties of tomatoes throughout the garden and I don't quite remember what it is. So as we get to harvest them together, we'll get to find out exactly what it is. So I know that I do have Amish paste. I know I have beefsteak. I know I have Romas, but that's about it. And look at this vertical planter that I have added into the garden this year, and it is blooming with so much life. I absolutely love it. So previously I had a raised bed over here, and instead of keeping the raised bed, I got rid of the raised bed and instead I made a brick wall barrier. So I pretty much just stacked these bricks on top of each other. No type of um, no type of plan. They're just stacked up to 3 levels. And what I did, I got rid of the raised bed and I just made it a flower garden section. So in this, we have my red rose in a pot right over there. We have some red lilies starting to bloom. I don't remember what this is, but I remember it was a bulb that I planted for summer bloom. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. I know it's some type of lily, just like this is a red lily, but I don't remember exactly what it's called. So again, we will watch that bloom together. And I stuck a purple bean in here, some purple beans, and they are starting to bud. They are starting to, first you're trying to grow purple beans, and you all on YouTube, gardeners that I follow, have been my inspiration for trying out different things in the garden. And one of them was to try out these purple beans. I just think they look so pretty for those that have grown them and harvested them. And I definitely wanted to try that in the garden for myself. So I'm happy to see that even in this Dollar Tree planter, they are doing amazing. They are growing prolifically, and I can't wait to see the beans on here. Another fruit tree that I have added to the garden this year is my lemon tree. So my lemon tree as well is growing nicely and started off really small, and all of these are all, this is all new growth here. Down here I have cabbages. These cabbages were planted in the winter time and they have overwintered in the garden. I'm not seeing any heads. I come and I keep on touching it and I'm like, oh, please tell me a head is forming. So we had a lot more. I think I had about 5 or 6 in the bed, but I've gotten rid of some. Some of them started to bolt. The green cabbages especially, they started to bolt so much, and I just completely got rid of them. Now look at what's happening here. So it looks like some aphid problems. I might harvest this because this was my red Russian kale. So I had red Russian kale and white Russian kale as well. And they went to seed and I decided to save, allow them to go to seed so that I could save the seeds. And look like we're getting some aphid issues on here. So I'm just going to harvest the seeds and just let it dry. So because I don't want to deal with this. Some cilantro as well that has gone into seed, and I try to bring it up here and sprinkle it. The cages are for tomatoes that I have added into this bed, and I did get rid of the cabbages because I needed space for a lot of the tomatoes. So we have tomatoes here. These are growing so nicely. Another tomato there. We got a tomato right over there. A tomato here, tomatoes. And these right here, this is garlic. So let's pull one up and just see. I've been pulling them up. Look at that. We harvested a garlic together. And what I've been doing is harvesting them and letting them dry. This is my second successful year growing garlic, but the amount of garlic that I'm growing this year is nothing compared. I think last year I tried growing garlic and I only harvested probably 3 bulbs, and the bulbs were all split. But this year the bulbs are looking absolutely amazing. Just look at the size of this thing. And to be honest, this is store-bought garlic. So I know there's a lot of talks about growing store-bought garlic, but I am a witness that store-bought garlic can regrow in the garden. And I'll show you some more garlic that I have also harvested in the garden. For now, we will hang this over here. So we have tomatoes in this bed, as well as my new trellis that I created for my cucumbers. So I have some cucumbers that are starting to grow right there. And my vision is that they will climb up this trellis and they will look so, 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 so beautiful. We also have some sweet alyssum. First year growing this from seed. Something I've also added to the garden this year is my bean wall. I built this with some 2x4s as These are 2x4s, and on the top I have 2x2s or 1x2 something, and on the bottom we have beans that are starting to climb. Look at this one. Oh my goodness, so much growth. Look at this bean over here. They have started to climb up the wall. Look at the beans. They have started to do what they are supposed to do, and that is climb up here. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is my first time seeing it. I'm so excited. And I didn't have to come out here and train them. They are training themselves. So I learned that when they touch something and they figure that it's something they could climb up, they just kind of like make their way up. So this is so exciting to me. I'm super excited about that. Over here I have kale, cabbages that I'm hoping I get to harvest from, mustard, and there goes that leaf miner damage again that I've been telling you all about. So we're just gonna pluck this one up. Just cut this one out. And down here we have broccoli. So this is a shaded area for the garden. So I kind of like some of the seeds I started inside. When I ran out of space, I brought them to the shaded area, and I'm so happy to see that I have broccolis over here that are producing. So far I have, oh look, and there's another tiny little one in here. Not quite sure if you could see it, but it's right there. So really exciting. So I've harvested 2 broccolis from my garden already, and down here we have another broccoli, and we have a 4th oh, this is oh no, so I left this on here too long. I need to harvest this. We're gonna harvest this. We're gonna harvest it. So I try to use the leaves to cover it so that it will not go to seed, but unfortunately it's happening anyway, so we're gonna harvest that. In this bed we have a dahlia. Roses are blooming, so gorgeous. This is like my favorite time of year, this seeing everything come to life. So down here I have some bush beans that I'm growing. In the center here I also have a sun sugar cherry tomato, and I just can't wait to see this in this trellis over here. This is a trellis from Temu, and it is so gorgeous. So the black trellises I got from Temu, and the cages I've had for quite a few years right now. These are tomato cages, and I've just picked them up over the years, little by little. So exciting. A gate. There used to be my puppy's gate, and he passed away last year. So yesterday we were cleaning the house and just doing some different things, and I found it, and I was like, I'm gonna bring it out into the garden. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with it yet, so I've really just leaned it up against that bed until I figure out what we're gonna do with it. So back over here, definitely have some dahlias growing here. And in the midst of the dahlias, I came out one of the days and found that I have potatoes growing in here. I know potatoes and tomatoes don't make great companion plants, but there's quite a distance from them. So I'm hoping that they will do quite okay in this bed. More tomatoes in grow bags. I believe this is a Roma. Another Roma right over there. Lots and lots of tomatoes. And we have a volunteer a volunteer zucchini growing in here. So I came out the day before it rained because I do like to come out and sprinkle like blood meal and bone meal on the ground before it rains so that the rain can absorb and soak that all in. And while I was doing that, I found that I had a volunteer zucchini that I did not plant growing in the garden. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it be and put a cage around it and just pray that it makes it into the garden without the squash vine borer disturbing it. So that's what I'm doing with that zucchini over there. Lots and lots of tomatoes. This is a 6x3 raised bed, and right now I have about 9 tomatoes in here. I have a broccoli over here in the corner. Not quite sure if it'll make it. I'm gonna give it a week or two. And if I don't see anything happen with it, I'm definitely gonna pull it out and use that space for some more tomatoes. So down here, we have tomato flowers starting to come in. And like I shared with the peppers, because the plant is still so young, I have been pulling the flowers up because I don't want tomatoes being produced. I want the plant to get bigger. Once I notice that it's big enough, at least to that height, I will allow it start to produce flowers, and the flowers, the roots will be able to sustain all the flowers, all the fruits on the plant. Just look at all the garlic. So I did a video, possibly one of the last videos I did last season, showing you all how I was planting this garlic in the garden. I will definitely link it when I post this video so you can go back and see how I planted this garlic. So I don't remember exactly the spacing, so it would definitely be linked in the video, but the weather has warmed up. It has gone through a cold front, and now the garlic is starting to grow so beautifully. They're actually even starting to produce garlic scapes. So garlic scapes, I found out, only grow on hard neck varieties of garlic. This is garlic that I purchased from the Mad River garlic growers. I believe I was watching Bree Ellis, and we're not in the same zone, but I really, really enjoy her content along with so many others that I watch as well. And I saw that she purchased her garlic from Mad River garlic growers, and I was like, you know what, I should give them a try. So I purchased my garlic from them, and to my surprise, I am so excited. So in addition to the garlic that I started growing from the grocery store, I also have this specialty garlic varieties that are doing absolutely amazing in the garden, and I cannot wait to harvest them. There's one of them over here that I found is actually growing as a twin. So there's one I found here that's actually growing as a twin. I did not plant it this way. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing this harvest. I don't know if the bulb split or what happened. Maybe the pest scratching shifted the garlic around in the bed, but my greatest joy will be to see all the garlic in this bed get harvested. I cannot even tell you how many garlic I have in here, but I am so, so, so excited. And I believe July, August will be the time that we'll be getting ready to harvest this garlic in the garden. Also over here, a few years ago, I got some wheatgrass, and I was like, I'm gonna use it to fill up the bottom of some of my containers so I'm not using all that soil. And about 2 or 2.5 years later, I came out this season and found out that I am actually growing wheatgrass. That is so crazy. I've heard a lot of people say this is why they don't like to use wheatgrass or they don't like to use hay in their garden. And now I guess I can find out why, because look at what is happening in my pots over here. Like I shared with you all, there is a project that I have been working on. It's been a dream of mine to have, and it's not something that I dreamed that I could have in my backyard, but thankfully I've been able to bring it into my backyard, and I'm so excited and so happy to show you all what I've been working on, what it looks like. It is still a work in progress, but I love every bit of it. I am so, so, so grateful to everybody that has helped me bring this vision to life. And here it is. So here is my new greenhouse. If you remember last year, I had my resin shed that I repurposed, renovated. I put it back together because the winds were blowing it away. And this year, I have finally brought a dream of mine to life with the help of friends, with the help of family. It has come to life and I absolutely love it. I love it. So I am still working on putting the insides together. I'm still working on just various things on the inside. I have to create another video and show you all how I brought it to life. The people that helped me did not really care to be um on social media, did not really care to be on my channel, even though they're like my greatest supporters and continue to support me through this journey. So I respected their privacy. And right now, still have things to do in here. We've put some stones down. We do need some more stones. We have some shelving up, and it is still so, so, so much more that has to be done. This is some more garlic. It smells like garlic in here. Oh, lovely. So some of the garlic did split already by the time I got ready to harvest them, but some of them are nice. Just look at this. Look at the size of them. We got some more down here that are drying. These are some of the newer ones that were harvested, and I don't really have a space for them. I just hang them on wherever I find space to be able to hang them. I also have a green stock planter that I am yet to put together. So the garden is still coming together for 2025. But I was like, you know what? It's been a minute since I've been on here. So I want to come out here and update you all and just show you all everything that has been going on in the garden. And I'm back, and I can't wait to be sharing my weekly videos, weekly updates with you regarding what's going on in my garden. Broccoli harvest. So before I leave, I just wanted to show you all an overview of what the garden is looking like right now. And I absolutely love it. I still need a solution for my hose. So over the winter, my hose has a couple of nicks and holes in them. So water in the garden has been difficult. And as you can see, I have been trying to use like duct tape to see if I could fix some of the holes on the hose, but it's just not working. But I've also been looking into possibly getting one of those retractable hoses, maybe like hose link or one of those. So any recommendations, any which ways I can save, is definitely what I'm looking to do. My shed over there in the corner, I'm still trying to figure out something right now. I don't really have much use for it. I've also been looking to possibly get some chicks. So I've been thinking about converting it into a coop, but I don't know if it's big enough, and the structure is kind of falling apart. So I've been thinking about maybe just completely getting rid of it and just building a small little coop. I also don't have the space for them to really free range, but I'm just thinking about if I put a small little coop over here in the corner and just conceal from the side over here, giving a small little space. Definitely my thoughts right now, but this is what the garden is looking like. Been thinking about, I have this Dollar Tree planter over here, but I do want to put some more planters. I want to add some more flowers. Once I can get all the soil into some of the beds, I will be able to really clear out the space. I want to make it looking a little bit more chic than it is right now. And I mean, that's just my style, so it's what I do. I also have these little containers that I bring out every time I find out we're about to have rain. I allow the water from the top of the shed to drip down into containers so I could save that rainwater. As well as I have my rain barrel over here that I received from a councilwoman right here in New York City. And then I came to find out that they are no longer doing the program. So a few people have asked me that are in my area, but I came to find out that they're no longer offering the program. But I got my rain barrel for free, and I just have it on a tire and some 4x4s woods, and I just have it on top. So it collects rainwater, but it does not get a lot of rainwater in that section. Last year I had it in the over there somewhere. But I really wanted to clear up the space, so I just have to fit. If I do eventually put the chicken coop over there, I would just have to find some type of solution of where I could put my rain barrel. Maybe on this side where I have my compost bin, I might be able to put the rain barrel right over here. So whatever water will drip from the edge will be able to fall right into the rain barrel. So those are definitely plans that hopefully before the season ends, we will work together to see those accomplished in the garden. But I absolutely love every single thing that has been done in the garden and what the garden is looking like. And I'm so excited. Welcome to New York City. And I am so excited to continue to share that journey with you all throughout the season. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And that's how you support my channel. That's how you help me get out there to the algorithm, to other people that may be gardeners, or maybe just looking to try gardening for the first time, or maybe they might just enjoy gardening content. If you're finding my channel for the very first time, welcome. Welcome to the club. Welcome to my backyard garden, the garden club. Yep. And I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for joining me, all 900 of you that continue to make this journey so much joy and so rewarding for me. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.